It's one thing to have a platform to say we want to have partnerships, but it's another thing to both set up the goals that you have that demand partnership and to build the instruments that actually genuinely support partnerships. So a great example of that is something like our efforts on Feed the Future. By understanding that we wanted to have that target of lifting already some 12 million farmers out of extreme poverty, we knew that we needed to really dramatically increase the partners that we have and the ways in which we can actually partner with them. And so we've actually had to create new instruments and new offices and train new people and bring in people from the private sector to understand how to do that.
So I've been in this job about 2 years now as the Secretary's Special Representative for Global Partnerships. And the job I inherited, I think, is much different than the job that I now do every day. I think partnerships were a novel idea, I'd say, a couple of years prior to me doing this, and they were when I took over. Now I've seen, and it's not just because of the work we do, but because of the people that you see in this room and there, our partners at USAID, our partners at Concordia, the way they highlight this work, we see it. It's a day-to-day practice now.
I'll talk a little bit about my experience at Microsoft. We needed partners. We wanted to be able to demonstrate how the technology could actually advance solutions around development around the world, and we had an opportunity to do that because our partners brought things that Microsoft didn't have.
The partnerships that have the most value are the ones that engage multiple goals teams. They're the ones where we've had a long relationship with those companies, where we've seen a commitment financially and otherwise of time and capacity from those companies. And so I think it has shifted from maybe, not that we were focused mostly on one-off projects, but in one area or one capability to a much broader, richer dialogue.
Our learning was, strategic thinking can occur at the top of these organizations, and sometimes that may be the easiest part, but you have to really engage the middle and the front end in a very regular, continuous way. So the importance of it is clear, the priority is clear, and the benefits are clear all the way down to the frontline person. And that just takes a lot of work. That's sort of classic relationships management. But if you do those things, then you're really getting the public sector scale and the private sector scale coming together.
I think there was a big transition for us in looking at partnerships as just a way to support our work, which obviously we want them to, and really more a collaborative effort to change how the world does business, which is sort of lofty, but more and more we're finding companies that are really challenging themselves to think that way. But I'm really excited to see now that we have support from across our leadership to do that, because the impact is not just in the immediacy of the project we do together, but how we're influencing our counterparts inside those companies with a real exchange of knowledge, exchange of ideas. So having people like Paul Pullman on our advisory board or Anthony Jenkins from Barclays means that there's sort of this senior level interest in learning from each other. And that's now being mirrored sort of all down the line. And so we have people, from the procurement side or the operations side talking to our team on the ground in India or Kenya. And that's where it feels like we're starting to really bring that knowledge in terms of how we do business differently.